Hello Seekers, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers and to those of you who've taken the time and energy to listen to this reading today. Today we're going to take a look at what message Spirit has for you for today. Remember that this reading is timeless. You will find the reading when you're meant to hear the message that is contained within it. Remember too that this is also a general reading. And as you listen, you will take from this reading what resonates with you and what resonates with your own inner wisdom. The rest you will let go, and you will know that it is not for you at this time. If you find yourself drawn to more than one pile, please feel free to listen to it. If you feel that none of the piles resonate with you, feel free to browse my other readings or to look for another reading that will help you more than this one. Today we have 4 piles. As always, we have Earth with the beautiful amethyst, a natural amethyst wand. That's what it looks like. We have the air pile represented by the feather with the cool Dendritic Agate, which is very pretty. We have the fire pile with a rich, warm Carnelian, and we have the water pile with the blue Celestite. I'll give you a moment to pick your pile: Earth with amethyst, air with Dendritic Agate, fire with Carnelian, or water with blue Celestite. Remember that I will add information about these crystals on my blog. The link is in the description below. And I'm going to keep silent now to give you a minute to choose your pile. Pick your pile: Earth with amethyst, air with Dendritic Agate, fire with Carnelian, and water with blue Celestite. Pick your pile. Hello Earth pile, and welcome to your reading with the beautiful amethyst, gift from the earth, and your amethyst wand. Let us have a look at your tarot cards, and then we will look at your oracle card. So your first tarot card is the card of conflict, 5 of Swords, mental conflict. We will look at that deeper when we see what the other cards are. The challenge in the situation is the 2 of Pentacles, all about balance. That's the challenge. And the key theme to consider is the beautiful, bright, shining sun. The Akashic Tarot is the King of Roses. This is a message from your Akashic record. And your oracle card is, let's just move this down. Let's move this down like that. And your oracle card is the Close Encounter. So let's put these cards together. We'll move them over here a bit so you've got a better view. So what Spirit wants to tell you is that today you may be experiencing some conflict. It could be a mental conflict. It could be an argument within yourself, conflict within yourself. Perhaps there is something that you're trying to make a decision about. It could be a conflict with somebody else. The key thing to remember is that during a conflict, if the conflict rages out of control, whether it is within your own mind, your mind going round and round and round a problem like a hamster on a wheel, a conflict can end with defeat or victory. But that is not a win-win situation. And what the King of Roses and the 2 of Pentacles are saying is that keep yourself balanced. The Two of Pentacles is always about a choice. So you may be struggling here. This Five of Swords, it is about a conflict. It's about a mental conflict. So you're probably struggling to make some sort of decision. The key thing is, the challenge will be to keep yourself balanced, to keep yourself calm, to walk that tightrope without panic. And the King of Roses has come to say that this is a time when you will learn to master those extremes of emotion. You will be able to master that mind that is running backwards and forwards from one extreme to the other. You can see he holds a white and a red rose, which is purity and passion. He's surrounded by yellow roses, which is all about creativity and healing. So this card is saying to you that no matter what the mental conflict, whether it is a conflict with somebody outside yourself, perhaps you having an argument about belief systems or intellectual ideas or the way forward with somebody else, or if it is merely an inner conflict that you are dealing with, a decision that you have to make, and you're not quite sure, you don't see it as a win-win situation, you see it as a win-lose situation. The key thing is to keep things in balance and to stay calm, and remember that you have within you the ability to master the extremes of emotions and to easily keep things in balance. And the outcome, of course, will be the beautiful, beautiful sun. This is a bright, cheerful, happy card of innocence, of passion, of new beginnings, of light shining down. You can see that child is perfectly innocent, riding on a white horse. There is no bad news with the sun in the upright position. So if you can remember that within you, you contain the energy of the King of Roses, master of his emotions, master of the extremes, you keep yourself, your mind, the situation, the conflict, you keep it in balance, you stay calm, you will come out into the bright light of the sun. And the oracle card is Close Encounters. And this card comes to remind us that often in situations of conflict, our wounds are triggered, our fears are triggered, and whether it is a conflict within ourselves or with a conflict with somebody else, we are always afraid to make ourselves vulnerable. We create cages around our wounds to keep ourselves safe, to keep ourselves from getting further hurt. And what this card is saying is it's saying, be like the butterfly, fragile, beautiful, and unafraid to fly. Step out from the cage, make yourself vulnerable, allow yourself to really engage with the situation, no matter how afraid you are of the conflict. Engage with it, whether it is within yourself or with another person. Allow yourself to feel your vulnerabilities. Do not let your vulnerabilities rule you. Step out of the cage, fly free, and you will reach the stars. And that, Earth Power, is your reading. I wish you a beautiful day. This reading is sent from my heart to yours. I wish you blessings and so much love, and I look forward to having you join us in the next reading. Welcome to your reading, Air Power. You have the beautiful Dendritic Agate, which I will put aside there where you can see it with your feather. Let us see what your cards bring today. Your tarot cards. The first card is Justice. It's a big card. It's Major Arcana. And the challenge in the situation, oh, goodness, okay. The Hanged Man, another Major Arcana. And your final card, your final tarot. Interesting. 3 Major Arcana cards for you. Air-Power. This one, in the key element to consider, is the Hierophant. And your Akashic Tarot. Oh, another major arcana card. Fated Meeting. And your oracle card is a merry motive. That's a little bit of light relief after all these heavy major arcana cards. Right, let's put these cards together. Air power. What Spirit wants you to know today is that you are involved in a situation that is extremely karmic. This situation, it definitely involves past life issues. It involves perhaps another person that you were in a relationship with in a past life, not necessarily a romantic relationship. It could be a family relationship, it could be a work relationship, it could be a friendship. But whatever is happening today in that relationship, whether it is conflict or whether it is joy or a progression to a happy new future or a letting go and a releasing, whatever the situation with this other person is, it is about balancing the scales from a karmic point of view. So it is extremely careful. You need to be extremely careful. It's important that whatever decisions you make, however you play out the situation today, you bear in mind the scales of justice are turning. So this is an opportunity to clear karma. This is an opportunity to embrace a new karma going forward. So whatever decisions you make, however you respond to the situation, however you deal with the situation, bear in mind that the scales of justice and the sword of truth are always there in the background observing. So the challenge in the situation for you is going to be gaining new perspectives, looking at the situation from a different point of view. If it is a conflict, try and understand the other person's side of the other person's point of view. It's extremely important because you don't know what karma they're reacting to. You may not understand or have a knowledge or vision of your own karma in this situation, but it is an extremely fated, I don't want to say opportunity, but it is an opportunity because you have an opportunity here to, as I said earlier, to create a whole new karma. And bear in mind that the scales of justice are always there. So look at things. The challenge for you is going to be to look at this situation from a completely new perspective. Turn yourself around and look at it with new eyes, because the key theme to consider is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is all about being too rigid in your beliefs. It's about traditions. It's about long, old, established belief patterns. What's the word I'm looking for? It's about old, established institutions. So it could be that those institutions, the rules become too rigid. It is not so much justice as law, but this situation is about karmic justice. It is above man-made laws, man-made rules, man-made expectations. This is a deeply karmic situation. And I can't emphasize enough, of the 4 tarot cards that you've got, all of them are major arcana. So this is a big situation, and it is one that you can handle with aplomb and with calm and with the knowledge that this is an opportunity to embrace a new karma going forward, to release the old karma, to open yourself up to new ways of being, let go any rigid thought patterns, and keep yourself balanced and objective and open to these new ways of being, because this is extremely fated. And the Oracle card brings an added message that it is always important for us to examine our own motives. Because if our motives are not pure, if we lie to ourselves, and who was it? I think it was Seneca. It could have been one of the other Greek or Roman philosophers who said, we are the easiest, this is not the exact quote, but it is very easy to deceive ourselves. So it's extremely important in this situation that you look inward and you really strip away what the veils that are hiding your motives from you. If your motives are pure, if your motives are karmically clear, this fated meeting will have a happy ending. Justice will prevail. It will be a fair and balanced outcome for everybody. You will have new perspectives, and old ways of being will be completely changed. But it's important that we understand why we are making the choices we do, why we are doing the things we do, and why we feel the way we feel. This card is very important because this allows us to look at things in a new way. So, Air Pal, good luck with your situation today. It is a wonderful opportunity for you to create a new karma, to be aware of your motives, to look at things with a new perspective, to let go old rigid belief systems that are keeping you trapped, and to open yourself up to the sword of truth and the scales of justice in a karmic situation that you can create a wonderful new karma going forward, releasing old karma and opening yourself up. And that, Air Pal, is your reading sent from my heart to yours. I wish you blessings and so much love, and I look forward to having you join us in the next reading. Hello, Fire Pal, and welcome to your reading. You have the beautiful Carnelian. And remember to look at my blog. I will put up some information on the different crystals that have been used in this reading. And there's your fire. Let's move that out the way. And let's get down to looking at your tarot cards. Your first card in the situation is the Four of Cups. Okay. We'll put everything together when all the cards are out. The challenge in your situation is the Six of Swords. This is a journey you're on, Fire Pal. It's not a destination. And the key theme to consider is the Ten of Swords. Okay. The Akashic Tarot is the Divine Physician. And the oracle message for you in your reading today, Fire Pal, is Tender Embrace. Interesting. The feeling I get here, Fire Pal, and I think this is so typical of Fire Pal, full of energy, enthusiastic, going at things, rushing out there, full of energy. But sometimes fire energy can be so busy that it doesn't actually take time to contemplate what's been done. It doesn't take time to see what is manifesting. It doesn't take time to see the beautiful white flower blooming. Instead, it feels so much pressure. The fire energy can create a feeling of being discontented, of being disgruntled, because nothing ever seems to meet up with that fiery expectation. That first enthusiasm seems to die out, and then it just leaves the feeling of being utterly and totally exhausted, no energy left, blood on the floor, feeling truly and totally exhausted, unable to see that the dark clouds are starting to lift and that there is still some energy left. And perhaps the important thing to remember today, the message that Spirit wants you to know, is that particularly with the fire energy, you're so busy rushing forward, the flame of enthusiasm just carries you forward, that you don't take time to rest and to look at what you have already achieved and allow what you have started manifesting to grow into its glory at a natural pace. And that is the message of this card. This is a journey we're on. It is not a case of new plan, rush out with enthusiasm, meet the goal. Sometimes we have to take time out. Sometimes we burn ourselves out to the point of utter and total sheer exhaustion. And then we become disgruntled because we forget to look at what we've achieved, because perhaps it doesn't match up to our glowing dreams and our glowing ideas, the fiery expectation of a grand success. Perhaps in this rush to get everything done, in this rush to get the journey completed, rather than just drifting along, allowing spirit to take us on the journey from one point to the next and enjoying the journey, we become disgruntled because we don't actually celebrate the small wins, the small successes along that path. And that is what adds to this feeling of exhaustion, firepower, because fire energy is this terribly enthusiastic, terribly fast-paced energy. It thinks big, it burns bright. If you think of the astrological signs, it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Those are big energies. And sometimes when that big energy doesn't manifest immediately, we lose sight of our little goals. We forget that it's a journey, and we end up feeling utterly exhausted, sitting in discontent, unable to see the new plans, the bright future that awaits, unable to see the little successes. So what Spirit's message for you today, firepower, is remember to celebrate the small successes. And also, the Akashic record is ask for help. You don't have to do everything by yourself. That too leads to exhaustion. Find a teacher, find a guide, find a mentor, find somebody who can help you to, can fill in those spaces that leave you feeling exhausted, that can just help you on your path, help you see your goals, help you see the future, regain your enthusiasm. This person is on the horizon. Keep a watch out. It's not so much that they will heal you, but they will show you the way to heal yourself and to heal your own exhaustion by containing that fire, allowing yourself to enjoy the journey rather than just focus on the goal, and be so focused on the goal that you are unable to pat yourself on the back and say, well done, I have achieved step by step little goals that are taking me to my ultimate goal. So there is somebody or something on the horizon, firepower, that is going to show you how to heal yourself and regain that fiery energy, that fiery enthusiasm, and that fiery strength that allows you to forge ahead and ultimately enjoy what you have achieved and still have the enthusiasm and excitement of looking forward to new goals that lie ahead. And this oracle card reinforces this message of the divine physician, because this oracle card reminds us that we must take time to be part of the community. We need to take time to allow ourselves to feel the tender embrace of loved ones, to feel the tender embrace of just sitting back and enjoying our successes, giving ourselves time to rest and recuperate and recover from the tough journey that we've had. So bear in mind, firepower, that it is important to embrace your small successes on the journey towards your big successes. And That fire power is your reading. I send it from my heart to yours. I wish you blessings and so much love, and I look forward to having you join us in the next reading. Hello water pile, and welcome to your reading. You have the blue Celestite. Remember to look on my blog. I do post the energies of the crystals on the blog for you to tap into. And we'll just move your water bowl out the way. Let's look at your tarot cards. The situation is the beautiful, homely, warm, loving Six of Cups. The challenge in the situation is the Eight of Pentacles. The key element to consider is the Three of Wands. And the Akashic message, the Akashic tarot. Interesting. That's the journey. Seven of Roses, the journey. But look how similar those two cards are. All right, it's becoming clear to me now. Let's look at your oracle card, and then we'll put all these cards together. And your oracle message for today is seeing beyond. Okay, water power. I've just noticed. Let's move these up here so you can see them. Isn't it interesting, water power, that two of your four cards have the sea in them with boats? Very suitable for a water reading. All right, I think the situation here, what Spirit is, the feeling I'm getting here, is that Spirit is bringing a message about, I feel it's related to career or family. This card here, the situation card, is all about passing from generation to generation. So it would be like a family business. So perhaps there is something around, and this is just an example, it could be anything in your life, but it is something to do with the traditional way of doing things. It's a way that has been passed from generation to generation. It could be a skill, it could be a career, it could be a business, it could be even the idea of taking, for example, it could be a woman who wants to be a businesswoman, but the family expectations of girls could be that you just do a happy home. It could be a gentleman who wants to roam free, but the family traditions that have been handed down is you establish yourself with a wife and children and a picket fence and 2 dogs and a cat, etc. So that's the energy that this card brings. It is the passing down of wisdom, of knowledge, of love from generation to generation to generation. And the challenge in the situation is to work. This requires an immense amount of work. The Eight of Pentacles, you can see the artisan is a dedicated, skilled worker. He's already got a lot of completed tasks behind him. He has already established a reputation. He's continuing to work hard. It's something that requires a skill. It is a learned skill. It establishes his position in his village, in his community. And of course, this card is all about community, because a family is a community. And this card is suggesting that it's a real challenge to continue on this path, doing the same thing over and over again. And yet it's the energy of a great skill. It's a skilled artisan here. This is not a beginner. This is somebody who has experience. He has generations of experience behind him. And yet, that is in the challenge position. And it is really difficult, because the key theme here is there is a desire there is an energy, there is a longing, a yearning for something far beyond the comfort, the security, the knowingness. There is almost a desire for the unknown. Here is new shoots beginning. There is the wand lighting the way. And of course, this figure is standing, looking out yearningly, watching those boats go off to explore the wild blue sea. And that is a key thing to consider. What in your situation today are you longing for new horizons? Where are you feeling perhaps a bit trapped in the traditions and habits of generation after generation? And you have the skill, you know you have the skill, but perhaps it's becoming a little bit tedious doing the same thing over and over again. And there is this longing in your soul to see and seek out new horizons. And that is a karmic thing. This is a message coming from your Akashic records. It is all about taking a journey. It is not necessarily, it's important to remember that this is the Seven of Roses, which is emotions. It's the same as cups. This is also cups. So this may not necessarily be a physical change, but it could be an emotional one. So there is some kind of longing for emotional change, for new horizons emotionally, to go on an emotional journey. And water, of course, is all about emotions. And it's just extremely interesting that both the key theme to consider and the Akashic message is about journeys, boats being sent out over the ocean to discover new horizons. And perhaps that is the message that Spirit is giving you today, that it is important that you don't stagnate emotionally, that you look for new horizons, you look to experience new emotions. And that is tied in with your oracle message, because this is see beyond, seeing beyond. It is using your intuition. It is using your imagination to look beyond the current situation and to find new ways of expressing yourself, new ways of experiencing your emotions, new ways of being. Look beyond the traditions that you have always lived by and that you've worked very hard at, and you're very skilled at them. But this message is very strongly about opening yourself up, letting your imagination fly free, and experiencing new horizons emotionally and perhaps even physically. This is not about destroying the security and the comfort of this. No, not at all. Within the safety and the security and the rewards of all this hard work that you've put in, this is a card that says use your imagination, and within those comforts, find new horizons and start new journeys. And that water power is your reading. It is sent from my heart to yours. I wish you blessings and so much love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading.